Sports Entertainment is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Way to start. I'm Brond.
I'm Willem.
And we are Baldy and the Beast, or technical difficulties, whichever you want to, whichever one you want to call it today.
Technical difficulties and vocal flub ups the podcast.
Woo!
That's our show.
On that new overly complicated title that I won't remember. What are we doing today?
We are watching part 2 of our Shawn Michaels vs. The Undertaker trilogy from Wrestlemania 26.
Woo!
Woo!
I am really excited.
That just reminded me of there was an episode of a Futurama where there was Bender had died or something like that, but there was something that was making the woo noise that he makes.
Yeah.
And it was whenever something turned over, he was going woo 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 woo. Oh, it was when Bender became a human and got way too fat, and it was the air escaping from his fat folds. Anyway,
I love Futurama. That's such a good show. On a total aside, I love that show.
Anyway, enough killing time so that we can find our way back to the show. What are we doing tonight?
That's your job.
I already told everybody what we're doing tonight. What's going
on? So what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. That's your job. I don't do that part. On March 28th of 2010 in Glendale, Arizona, at the University of Phoenix Stadium is where this took place, in front of 72,219 fans. So as we all know, because we watched it last year, Shawn was unsuccessful in beating Taker.
Last year?
But the match, Taker, Undertaker,
no,
Potato.
You said we watched it last year. It was last week.
Or last week. Not Potato, Potato. We watched it at some point in the past.
Potato, tomato.
but it received match of the year. During Shawn's acceptance speech, he said he could still beat Taker at Mania and challenged him to a rematch. A month later, the world champ, who was Taker, refused the challenge, and Shawn started to obsess about the match. And he ended up attacking referee Charles Robinson, Little Nate, and SmackDown GM Teddy Long after failing for opportunities like at the Rumble and Elimination Chamber. He kept coming up short and not being able to get that Mania match with Taker that he really wanted. So at the Elimination Chamber for Taker's title, he snuck into the chamber, gave Taker some sweet chin music, and, he helped Chris Jericho win the title. So he screwed Taker out of the title. They didn't need the title for this match anyways.
Yeah, this was way above title.
Yeah. So on the following night, Taker changed his mind, accepted the match on the condition, and we already all know this, Shawn puts his career on the line. It's career versus streak in one of the best matches that had nothing in stake, but everything at stake. It's so well booked. Really good shit.
It's so good. Literally the only thing at stake here was fucking kayfabe.
Yeah. But you know what? Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I know, right?
Done.
Some fucking gold.
So Shawn accepted, and there he said that if he can't end the streak, there's no reason why his streak of competing should continue.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, both men agreed to make the match no DQ and no countouts because this is gonna be Shawn's last match. So let's go.
Right.
And this was one of the last few great Taker matches.
Yeah.
This one was good.
And arguably one of the other last one is coming up in the one that we're doing next week.
Yep.
Oh boy, they actually put this one on last. That's interesting.
Yeah, this is the main event.
Yeah, go ahead and run down that card, because I'm seeing some stuff here that looked like it could have been interesting, and there's also a big fat turd right in the middle of the card.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's 2 located very closely together.
Yeah.
So anyways, we start off with a 26-man battle royal with a little bit of a weird winner. This was on the pre-show, and Yoshitatsu last won by eliminating Zack Ryder.
Interesting.
I love that because I forget which SmackDown vs. Raw Yoshitatsu was in. I gave him the IC strap so fucking much. I love Yoshitatsu. So I am cool with Yoshitatsu winning there. But the proper opener for the show was pretty short, as Show Miz, which was the Miz and the Big Show, defeated Morrison and R-Truth in 3 minutes for the Unified Tag Team titles. This was followed by the triple threat match between Legacy, where Randy Orton beat Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. I would have argued one of the other two should have won, but, you know, that's just how they do. Are you there?
I can continue. I'm looking something up.
Oh, you made no noise, and I was like,
No.
Did I lose you?
No. I'm looking something up because like so you brought up Yoshitatsu at the beginning, and I'm like I know a little bit of Japanese just in general, and the name is like, wait, what does that name actually mean? Because it's 2 words. So continue what you're doing, and I'm gonna bring up my shit later on.
This was followed by the Money in the Bank ladder match, where this was the year Jack Swagger won. He beat Christian, Dolph, Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. That was a pretty crowded one. Not that I'm complaining. Those matches tend to do well when they're a little crowded.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Triple H defeating Sheamus in just the plain old singles match, followed by Rey Mysterio defeating CM Punk. And then next on the card, we have the aforementioned Turd, which went longer than the CM Punk Rey Mysterio match by 2 minutes short of double.
Oh, no.
Old, retired Bret Hart, who can't really move or take a bump, defeated Vince McMahon by submission in what I believe was Vince's last match.
I wouldn't be surprised. God, that's such a freaking turd of a match. Like I remember vividly going back and watching it recently, and like out of morbid curiosity, and just like, wow, this is way worse than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah.
Also, Yoshitatsu means, all right, stand. Or depending on how it's actually phrased, because Japanese has a really weird thing with how they actually phrase their sentences, where it's like they have the like. So if it's the weather is nice today, it's like weather nice, yes, something like that. So
okay.
it very well could be like stand, all right.
Stand, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
This was followed by Chris Jericho defeating Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Chris Jericho did come in, obviously, as I mentioned before, as the champion. This was followed by the second not-so-good match of the night. They had a 10 Diva Tag Team match. When you have 10 people and it only gets 3 minutes, like, that's how you know it's not going to be the bestest match on the night. But, yeah. We had Alicia Fox, Layla, Maurice, Michelle McCool, and Vicky Guerrero defeating Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Kelly Kelly, and Mickie James. While the match doesn't get a lot of time, there are some damn good workers in that match.
I feel like it's worth pointing out because this match, it's relevant kind of to something that I saw today. Apparently, the dub actually just rehired Johnny Ace as head of talent relations. And one of the things that Johnny Ace wanted to do was to kind of sort of go back to like the Diva style wrestling or the Diva style women's performers. And that is taking 1,000 steps backwards.
Yep. I hope he does not get what he wants.
Yep.
Because that is not... Women's wrestling is too far. Their roster is too good. It's too good to do that shit. And if they do it, I honestly hope it bites them all in the ass and all their top stars leave and go, I don't know, start fucking Women's Wrestling of America. I don't care what they call it. I don't just, whatever. Go start your own. Go to Stardom. Go to ROH. Make that division great. Go make Impact's division the best in the world. Go to AEW. I don't care. Just leave if that's what they're gonna do.
And if you want evidence of how great the women's division is, you can check out our videos where we did February all last month, where we did all women's matches.
Braun goes on a rant, and Willem puts in a plug. That sounds like our channel in a nutshell.
There we go.
So next up, the next match on the card was John Cena defeating Batista by submission for the WWE Championship, which, you know, John Cena at WrestleMania, of course, is most likely going to be for the title at this point.
Yeah.
And the last match, I was trying to think of another more eloquent word, and I couldn't.
Our main event of the evening.
In the main event, the Undertaker fought Shawn. I do that all the time now. It pisses me off. Fought Shawn Michaels.
Okay, you like half spoiled it, but it like already spoiled itself because we already knew Taker didn't lose at Mania for at least another 2 years, 4 years at this point.
Brock.
Yes.
And
anyway,
like I said earlier, this was a no disqualification streak versus career match. If we have just 1 second, there were some names I noticed at the bottom of this wiki for that 26-man battle royal that kind of hit a little bit. I'm not going to mention everybody.
Go ahead. We've got we got a minute or two.
Trent Beretta. You might recognize that name
as Trent Beretta.
Fuck you. Chavo, Mark Henry, Big LG, Luke Gallows, DH Smith, who might be going back to the dub now, Zack Ryder, Carlito, Finley, Vance Archer, Lance Archer now.
Who's DH Smith?
David Hart Smith.
Oh, David Hart Smith. Okay.
They call him DH Smith in the dub.
That's really dumb.
Yes.
Like
Kung Fu Naki.
Like I understand.
Who I met.
I understand David Hart Smith as a name, but just like shortening it to DH Smith is really fucking stupid.
So I want to go back to the who I met because I forgot about the story for a second. When I went to Fastlane 2019, we actually is there an entrance to this match? Let's go ahead and put this on the entrance so we don't.
Okay, so
extend out the
so that we don't go ahead and just ramble on for a little bit more time. We've got a little bit of time to kill in the match itself. So if you're looking for this on the network, the start of this is the third from the final tag on the card. The match itself starts at 3 hours, 12 minutes, 57 seconds. We're going to go ahead and count that down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click. You ain't got what it takes to put me away, Taker. Fuck you. And a big disrespectful smack across the face. Taker picking up Shawn with a jumping, emphatic tombstone pile driver. And that is 1, 2, 3. And Undertaker wins this match. And the streak is intact.
What a match. What an end for Shawn. His last in-ring move was a defiant fuck you of a slap.
Yep. That was fucking great. And you know what? That match perfectly encapsulates okay, I don't mean to stop. So Elijah tried to really quick shit on us because he tried to really quick shit on us, but like the automod stopped him because he said some words and some things that can be interpreted as like him trying to harass us. I'm not going to I can't repeat it. If you look at the chat, I'm going to allow it into the chat so that you can see it.
I just had to reload my thing because I couldn't see anything, and I thought maybe that was a problem, so I reloaded it. So I don't know if I'll be able to see it.
No, I just reloaded it into the chat so you can see what he says. If you need to, I can copy it and put it in the Discord. It's really
Thunder Buddies?
No, it was before that. Here, I'm just going to put it in the Discord.
If it's the Thunder, if it's the Thunder Buddies song, I'll sing it on camera.
No, we need to try and do a little bit better about working with the YouTube algorithm on this one, so that we can try and make a couple ducats so that you can turn on your baseboard heat in the winter.
Ain't bad about the truth.
Yeah, no, right. Anyway, so coming out of this match, sorry to completely derail that whole thing. What are you giving this match on a scale of 1 to 5?
Match or story?
Do match and story.
Match is a 4.5. Good match. Good end to Shawn's career.
Yep.
They could both still go. The story is like a 5.5. Like,
yeah, I know.
The crowd was like a 12.
I'm 100% agreeing with that one. Like, I'm going same amounts on that because the match was great. Great work. They could have done a little bit more to like emphasize the falls count. It wasn't falls count anywhere. It was what, no disqualification, no count out.
Yeah.
They could have done a little bit more to work on those, like some hardcore spots. Maybe hit him with a chair. Maybe put him through a different table that's not the announce table. That type of thing. But for what it was a great match, very well worked, and the story of the match is phenomenal. The big story out of this whole thing is that Shawn is trying to take out Taker's legs, so that Taker can't hit all of his big powerful moves. If you don't got legs, can't hit the tombstone, can't hit a choke slam, can't hit the last ride, can't stay on your feet to do anything. So Shawn just working on taking out those legs, and it worked throughout the entire course of the match. There are a lot of spots where if you watch this, where Taker tries to get Shawn up for a choke slam. He got him up right at the end of the match. He got him up for a choke slam. Immediately after hitting it, he's on wobbly legs and falls into the ropes. He can't stay up. So it just goes... It's great. A lot of the story in this match. Plus, this is another one of those matches that fully encapsulates... If it's a great match, it doesn't matter if it's a 40-minute match, it'll feel like 10 minutes. Because that was a half an hour match. That was 32 minutes.
Yeah.
It did not feel like it went 32 minutes.
No, good match.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
Great
really
pacing. Great pacing. Fantastic. 4.5 for the match, 5.5 for the story. That is perfect. Oh, never mind. I thought I lost you there for a second because you just kind of like stared off into oblivion.
That was ADHD.
Well, there you go.
Because I was thinking about what's next. And you know what's next? Hot tagline.
So what is your hot tagline?
Accidental storytelling.
Yeah, that's about right. That's WWE's trademark, accidental storytelling. God, fucking not botched last ride.
Not botched last ride.
Yeah. Because if you watch the match and you go through and watch it, there's a spot where Shawn takes a last ride, but it looks like it's really weird how it's sold, because it very easily could be like, the story is Shawn worked enough on Taker's legs that he couldn't get Shawn up for a last ride. And like, it's a weird thing where Taker falls forward and it looks like he botched a power bomb, and Shawn kind of like lands on his butt instead of landing on his back. But when they go and they do the replay and they do a different camera angle, sorry, I didn't mean to smack my microphone. You can see Shawn actually reversed it. He didn't take a weird power bomb. He reversed the power bomb into a face buster. So it's not a botched last ride.
Yeah.
I suppose I probably shouldn't have needed to go into a full description on that one, but whatever. But yeah, them's our thoughts on the match. Did we do a? Yeah, we did Rebooked on this one last week, didn't we?
Do you remember who we picked though?
I remember who I picked.
I don't remember.
And my picks are still completely, like fitting for it.
I forgot to write down who I picked.
So let's go ahead and skip it for this week, and we can go into the finale.
I can just pick new people.
Okay, go ahead and pick new people. My picks are still going to be Johnny Gargano and Lance Archer.
So I was trying to think of who could be a good Shawn this week, who my new picks are going to be. And I'm going to go with Adam Cole.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't think I picked him last week, and I think he could definitely do all the stuff Shawn did. He's got the charisma. He's got the same build. You know, I'm going to go with Adam Cole. And for my... I don't have any clue who my taker's going to be.
Dude. Give
Moose.
me... Moose.
You know why? He's big. I would like to see Moose versus Adam Cole. He could probably do most of Taker's moves. He might do all of Taker's moves.
Yeah, probably. Another one that I had that could absolutely be a match I would watch. Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. Oh, got an itchy nose. But yeah. So that's Rebooked. There wasn't a whole lot on that one, but Let's see if we can remember our picks into next week, because that's the finale.
Probably not. I have ADHD. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
Well, there you go. Do you have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Do we have time?
We got a minute or two to kill.
So, let's talk about AEW last night.
Okay.
Because spin job of the year.
That you called months and months in advance.
Oh no, that's different. I'm
Okay.
talking about how they spun the end of the exploding barbed wire death match.
Didn't they also spin that in exactly the way that you predicted they would spin it?
Pretty much.
Let's just say we don't write for AEW, but somebody watches the show.
Probably maybe. I know that, like, so
You got it?
Eddie Kingston's promo. Yeah, I couldn't remember Eddie Kingston's name.
Okay.
In Eddie Kingston's promo, he was pretty much like, I got in there and it took me back. I had anxiety, like I was going to Rikers again. All the guards were yelling at me, and that was all I could hear. And I had this big anxiety attack. And John was like, just shit on it. And he was like, TNA or Impact must have paid for it.
Yeah.
And then you get to Kenny and Don's promo on it.
John was just like, when you got that box with the bomb in it, did it have a big Acme on the front of it?
Yeah. And that kind of spun them into not looking like idiots.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, well, Eddie just had an anxiety attack. And like, even though I know that wasn't the case, but they were able to make it sound like it was, they kayfabed it. And
right. They kayfabed it.
And then Don and Kenny get out and they were like, you guys fucking stupid. Of course. We made you look like idiots. We won on every level. You look like an idiot. Eddie, you were unintended secondary consequences, but it's great because you look like a fucking moron. Like, and they made it sound like, yeah, of course we did this on purpose. Like,
yeah,
we wanted you to look dumb. We didn't want to kill you. We wanted you to look like an idiot. That's better than killing you.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we make it look stupid? And if even then, like I'm in the match. If there's some case where there's any possibility where I might be losing, I don't want to blow me up.
Yep. And then they did the big countdown again with the same sound, and came around, oh my god, what are we going to do? Actually, before this, what set up the 69 Me Dawn is Kenny or Dawn going, while you dry humped Mox in the middle of the ring, and then fucking the buzzer goes off, and they're like, 69 Me Dawn, which was, I'm still popping.
That was pretty good.
That pop has never concluded. The other good thing is Cody was cutting a promo, and Penta and Cody are going to go into a feud, it looks like. And Penta cut a promo, a little in Spanish, a little in English, where he essentially said if Cody is the Prince of Pro Wrestling, that Penta is the Lord of Lucha Libre, and I want that shirt.
Yeah.
Lord of Lucha Libre is a cool gimmick. I hope he sticks out with Death Triangle with that gimmick. I hope this isn't a step out on his own.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that all shakes out. But I Lord of Lucha Libre is going to be cool. If they actually keep going with it.
Yeah.
And how we close the show. Did you catch this at all?
I saw the video package of the ending. I didn't watch the whole thing though.
So if you can find it, I definitely recommend watching it because it was like there were multiple swerves, but it wasn't like putting a hat on a hat.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the guys from What Culture said, it was like putting a cake on another cake. Like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of cake, but that's awesome. Now I have like this double layer cake.
Now I got more cake.
So it's not like a hat on hat, but so they had everybody came out for the War Council except for Wardlow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of transpired where it was like, Chris was like, maybe we need to add somebody, and MJF was like, well, maybe we need to take somebody out. And then Sammy comes down and is like, you have to watch this video I took, and it's of MJF talking to Hager and Proud and Powerful, and like, we got to get rid of Chris. Tonight's the night. We've been playing this for months. Let's go take him out. We're the new Inner Circle. You're following me. So they all go and they make it look like they're going to beat up Chris. And then they turn on MJF. And MJF sells for a minute.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. And then he does this little line where he's like, I planned for this. And then the lights go out. And out comes FTR, Tully Blanchard, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. And while the Inner Circle were playing checkers, MJF was playing three-dimensional chess. And now he is the leader. He actually sat on the top turnbuckle and watched them beat down the Inner Circle. And that was such a good touch.
So the thing that, like, it didn't take me out of it. The thing that was just kind of weird for me, because I watched the ending part where, like, MJF was down in the corner and he was cowering a little bit and he was selling to kind of, you know, kill for time until the guys got in the area. You could see every now and again while the camera was on him, he would look away at somebody off screen, like trying to match his cue. And the same thing with Jericho, like the camera went to Jericho and he like looked at the same person off screen and he was just like, yeah, like he shook his head or whatever, acknowledging the cue. Like the camera was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And that was from a production standpoint, one of the things that I notice in these situations. To be
completely frank, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So, it's one of the little things that I notice when I watch shit like this.
But it was really well done, like I said, and I'm really excited to see where they're going to take this. I hope they don't call it the Horsemen. I hope they come up with, like, I hope they do, like, the Revelation, maybe.
Yeah.
Because
they just fear the Revelation.
They've been saying fear the Revelation for a long time. And really, this is like the culmination on almost a year of build on the Horseman trigger pull. We thought Hangman was going to join fucking ages ago.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Back when FTR won the titles. That was like 2 pay-per-view cycles ago. We thought he was going to join. So, like, this is a long, long payoff. And that seems to be something that AEW is really good at.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Is these long-term payoffs. So, that's all I really have to say. Do you have anything?
Nope. I've said my piece. And I'm very interested in how wrestling is going to go forward. A thing that I am a little annoyed about, it has nothing to do with wrestling in general. It more has to do with my schedule, is that next week, we're going to be doing the Fastlane watch along, and the day before that I got Shadowrun, so I got 2 days in a row that I don't feel like doing stuff.
You're going to be a tired boy.
I'm going to be a big old tired boy. I need to get me some energy beverage or something.
Get you I guess to not do branding, a 6-hour energy, which I don't know if it exists.
Find me a 5 Loco. Give me a 5 Crazy.
5 Crazy.
Anyway. Oh, man. So what match are we doing next Tuesday? Because that'll be the next time that we see you guys will be this coming Tuesday.
That is the most wonderful question.
I know, right?
Let me see.
Dead air.
So I'm trying to see, because I'm trying to remember which one we cut out. Did we cut out both Liger Mysterio and War Games 91?
I think we just cut out War Games 91.
So it's gonna be Liger versus Mysterio.
Okay.
And there's a cool hint for later. We will eventually do War Games 91.
It'll happen at some point.
Probably when AEW does their Blood and Guts. I'll probably try to put that around there, because that's definitely what they're building to.
Oh, yeah.
Between MJF's group and the Inner Circle, they're definitely going to put that in a Blood and Guts match.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had a yawn right there at the end of the show. I've been trying to cage it, hold it in for so fucking long. Anyway. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and checking us out tonight. If you haven't already, go ahead and check us out in the description down below at the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitter, all the places that we are at. We greatly appreciate it if you would give us a like, a subscribe, or a follow, or whatever the hell you're doing, wherever you're at. If you haven't already, go ahead and check us out on the audio-only podcast. If you don't feel like looking at our beautiful faces, you can see that, once again, in the description below at the Anchor or the Spotify, once again, wherever we're at. That is all linked below. We will see you this coming Tuesday for Rey Mysterio versus Jushin Thunder Liger from, what was that pay-per-view? Was it Starrcade 96 again? Is that the third time we're visiting that pay-per-view?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Well, no, the first one was Starrcade 96. This is Liger Mysterio 2, isn't it? Because I thought we did a Liger Mysterio match at one point. I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't know. Well, if I screwed it up, we'll let you know later.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out
I'll
later
put it
on
the
down the line.
Facebook.
We'll figure it out later down the line. Follow us on Facebook if you feel so inclined. We will see you next coming Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Bye-bye. Are you not going to do your bye-bye?
Bye.